Hey there, wanted to share a quick update. Um, Early October, I got some news, two little words that had me a little freaked out. I found a lump in my breast and went in for a mammogram. The radiologist came and said, it's a tiny cancer. And when we say tiny, we're talking like eighth of an inch. Um, I, of course, didn't believe her. I felt like it was a little too early to call it a cancer, but I had to trust that she was experienced and perhaps using her own intuition to let me know that this is what it is. So it was right before I was heading for South Africa, so we agreed to do a biopsy upon my return. I've since done that biopsy. I did get a cancer diagnosis and went ahead and scheduled the lumpectomy, which happened last week. So today is my first day in a normal bra, which is exciting. I wanted to share how I'm dealing with this because I've gotten some response from some of my friends and colleagues that I'm, quote, handling it really well. And of course, I don't know any other way to handle it, but I wanted to dive into maybe what is it about my practice that is helping me at this time. So first things first, when I was told that I had a malignancy, a lump, and I had to dash to a retreat in South Africa, which was amazing, and many of you saw those pictures. While I was there, I was constantly tuning in and thinking, intuitively, is this like happening? Is it really cancer? Because, it didn't feel like cancer. Cancer felt big and scary, and this felt like scary, but not so life-altering. So I kind of convinced myself, no, I don't have cancer. She must be wrong. But I kept listening to my intuition, and my intuition kept saying, go ahead and do the procedure, do the biopsy, and get the facts. Because as much as you want to think you know that it's nothing, why don't you actually know that it's nothing? So that was a good lesson. So I went ahead with the biopsy. They did find that it was cancerous, and we scheduled the surgery. And the surgery went seamlessly. The good news is this thing is tiny. I call it my rice-a-roni. It is itty bitty, and because it's so small, I have lots of options. I'm not. It's just not as involved as a lump that's bigger. So that actually gives me a ton of peace. But what I really want to share is this was a wake-up call for me. And I think that's why I'm, quote, handling it so well, is that when the diagnosis of cancer came, it did feel a little left field, like, what the hell? Like, I'm such a healthy health nut? What the, But then I read about how high blood sugar definitely grows cancer. And I don't have any breast cancer in my family, but I do have a ton of blood sugar imbalance. So I was thinking, this must be my body's way of giving me a signal, a little wake-up call that I need to start changing the way I eat. And that's actually an exercise I've been playing with all my life. So that's actually quite familiar. Just eat better is kind of the net result. This one's specifically keto, which is challenging because I'm a vegetarian. But I guess that gives me a feeling like what's ahead is something I can manage. Just every choice I make every day it can be a choice towards sugar or not towards sugar. And sugar is something that's not conducive to good health, and certainly to not get rid of cancer, but to stop it from recurring, having a low sugar diet helps. But what helps more than just diet is this. So in addition to having a really good diet, which is low sugar, I think the reason I'm handling this so well is because I see my body as an ally. We've gone through a lot of rounds of learning. She likes to get my attention when I need to course correct. And I feel like this is just one of her, lobs into my field of vision that says, let's course correct. So I'm feeling like it's a very doable thing. And I feel great appreciation for my own intuition and my own body knowing, because I feel supported. I feel like she's not going to let me down. She's always going to give me the information, and it's, what I do with it is kind of up to me. So the good news is I don't have to quit my job. I love my job. Most people get cancer and they're like, I'm going to change my life. But I actually love my life. I love the calling. I love serving. I love diving into intuition with high-powered women who may or may not trust that inner knowing. So that's what keeps me going, and that's probably why I'm healing so quickly, and that's how I'm handling it. I guess it's kind of the hard things that can make the most change in your life, and this is pretty hard, but it's also worth it. It's worth the change. My final point in all of this, in addition to trusting your body and really listening, like cancer, for me, it's not a war on cancer. It's a listening opportunity. What is cancer telling me? Because it's full of information. But I want to share with you the reason I can have the luxury of this kind of point of view is because I caught it early. And so there's two things I want to tell you. One is check your boobs. When you're middle-aged and you're awake at night, great time to do it. I did it while doing a stretch, and it actually, because of that, I think I was able to find it at such a small itty bitty level. So check your boobs. Number two, there's a great website called knowyourlemons.org, and it's such a cheeky way of learning about breast cancer and breast cancer prevention. And it's so much better than what you learned in like middle school or high school or in your doctor's office. So check out knowyourlemons.org. And finally, reach out. If you're dealing with hard things, I'm pretty sympathetic. I would love to connect with you, and let's see what it's actually leading you to.